I'm Siti Nurhatifa Nasha.
I'm Muhammad Azmi. We will be the host for today's news broadcast.
In national news, PT-PTN chairman apologizes over failure to keep promise. Kuala Lumpur, Wan Saiful Wanjan, who penned the buku Harapan containing Pakatan Harapan's election manifesto, has apologized to the people for failing to keep the promise to abolish the National Higher Education Corporation Fund PT-PTN loans. The former Institute for Democracy and Economic Affairs, IDEA's chief, who was appointed as PT-PTN chairman after the May election, said PT-PTN has tried to find the best mechanism to realize the manifesto promise but failed. I was among those who penned Parti Harapan's manifesto promises. I was responsible for the matter, including the pledge to postpone the repayment of PT-PTN loans for those who earn below 4,000 ringgit a month. I apologize to the people. At the time when writing the manifesto, I was not aware of the extent of the national debt as well as the debt borne by PT-PTN. PT-PTN's debt at the time was almost 40 billion ringgit. If this promise was carried through, PT-PTN's debt would place a massive burden on the country's finances, he said. Wan Saiful offered his open apology while speaking at the Federal Territories Gabungan Pelajar Melayu Semenanjung GPMS annual meeting. He said the PT-PTN management had for a long time tried to resolve its debt but failed. PT-PTN has for a while been trying to manage the loans. I would like to state my admiration for the PT-PTN management for their dedication to resolving the issue, he said. Wan Saiful nevertheless pledged to meet the promise to reduce the burden of borrowers who earn a monthly income of under 4,000 ringgit. He also urged the leadership of Parti Harapan component parties to organize a roundtable meeting to discuss the direction of its manifesto. It is time that Parti Harapan's partners within the government make a comprehensive decision with regards to its manifesto promises. It is time that all the leaders convene and discuss which pledges are easily attainable and which should be reviewed or scrapped altogether, he said again.
And now for international news. The mission to Mercury has launched. The Bepi Colombo spacecraft, a joint European-Japanese mission to Mercury, rocketed away from Earth to begin its 7-year trek to the innermost planet. The Bepi Colombo spacecraft launched October 19th at 9:45 p.m. atop an Ariane 5 rocket from an equatorial launch site in Kourou, French Guiana, beginning a 7-year journey to Mercury. The voyage began perfectly, atop towering pillars of flame that lit up the early morning sky and remained visible until the side booster burned out 2 minutes later, leaving the steady light to the main rocket stage visible as a greenish point in the sky. Bepi Colombo's journey will return it to Earth, pass Venus twice, and take it by Mercury 6 times before finally settling into orbit December 5, 2025. The mission is combined effort of the European Space Agency (ECA) and the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency (JAXA). Getting to Mercury is difficult, so difficult that fewer spacecraft have visited Mercury than have visited Saturn. NASA has sent two spacecraft, Mariner 10, which completed 3 flybys all over the same hemisphere in 1974 and 1975, and Messenger, which accomplished its orbital mission from 2011 to 2015. Bepi Colombo will bring flagship class science to Mercury to answer questions both old and new. It comprises 2 science spacecraft. One, the Mercury Planetary Orbiter (MPO), was built by ESA and will operate in a nearly circular orbit close to the planet. The other Mercury Magnospheric Orbiter (MMO) was built by JAXA will fly in much more elliptical orbit, far from the planet. The two will always be in the same orbit plane, making it easy to do simultaneous observation of the behavior of the magnetic field and particles in different locations near Mercury. MPO has cameras and spectrometers to take photos and compositional measurement of the surface. From its nearly circular orbit, MPO will get much closer to Mercury's surface and obtain much sharper image than Messenger could. Placing its observation in contact with the benefit of Messenger's map, MPO will try to understand the composition of Mercury crust and the nature of its volcanic activity, and research for evidence for the timing of Mercury shrinking along near surface faults. Messenger hinted at small-scale faults in which shrinking could be occurring today. MPO will try to determine the innermost planet is still active. By the time the spacecraft completes the sixth flyby of Mercury in January of that year, it will be traveling slow enough to capture naturally by Mercury's own gravity the seventh time the planet and spacecraft meet.
Thank you for the international news, Azmi. And now, the weather with Lucas.
Thank you, Effa. And now for the forecast coming up. The East Coast has to be prepared for any coming floods coming from seasonal downpours on the northwest. Make sure to keep canned food and to waterproof your belongings. Places such as Gong Badak, Jelebu, Kuala Terengganu, Raub, and Taman Desa are expected to have floods in the coming week. If you ever get caught anywhere near a flood, please make sure to plan your escape routes and keep away from any low-lying areas and head to the designated flood shelter in your area. Avoid traveling by yourself and if possible, try to travel in groups. If by traveling by yourself, you may hamper rescue attempts. And now for the east coast of Malaysia. There will be more thunderstorms coming in later end of the week with more seasonal downpours. Otherwise, it will be the same as the west coast of Malaysia. The east coast of Malaysia, states such as Selangor are expected to have some heavy rainfall during the afternoon. So those going back by afternoon after work commute, please make sure to stay dry and plan your routes accordingly so that you will not be caught in any flash floods. However, in other places around the world, winter is just around the corner, so folks in the northern hemisphere, make sure you're all bundled up in your nice, warm, snuggly sweaters and make sure to drink some hot cocoa as well. Don't forget to enjoy yourself during the coming holidays as well. As you can see from the chart here, Monday and Tuesdays are expected to be snowy with low temperatures around 1 to 2 degrees, while the later end of the week will be slightly warmer, around the 10s or so. In other news, there's a horrendous forest fire that has ravaged the state of California, which is the worst the state has ever experienced in the past decade. Fire officials from the state of California has confirmed the entire county of Paradise has been completely consumed by ravenous fires, as people are being evacuated from nearby counties. The forecast, however, states that there's no signs of rain coming up until later this Thanksgiving. Officials blame the incident on dry hot air, which has helped spread the fire to this range. And that will be all for the weather today. Thank you.
Thank you, Lucas, for the weather. And now, the entertainment news with Atika and Ikhwan.
Thank you, Azmi. And now, for entertainment news, me, Muhammad Ikhwan.
And me, Noratika. Chef for a domestic helper after catching her walking around naked in his house. Stories related to domestic helpers are one that sees no end. From abuse to cheating agents, maids has long been placed in the spotlight of media. Taking to Instagram, famed Malaysian chef Datuk Rizwan bin Ismail, or fondly known as Chef Wan, shared his nightmares with his very new domestic helper, highlighting his 3 weeks of dissatisfaction. His nightmare began when he had to deal with the helper's tardiness, work ethics, and refusal to learn. Hear what Chef Wan said.
After 3 weeks of me training her, I began to notice that she simply refused to learn and keep repeating the same mistake. Each day, she is supposed to start work from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. but she only comes out of her room at 8 a.m. He added that the 35 years old helper would even watch TV every day with his mother and take afternoon naps. Despite this, he still gave her chance to improve her behavior. Unfortunately, the celebrated chef did not end there. To his shock, he also discovered that his helper has a tendency to walk around in the house nude. He said, "Yesterday, when I was not going out, I went downstairs to her room to call her. I was shocked that her bedroom door was wide open and bathroom too. As I entered, I saw her showering totally naked." Chefwan was not the only one facing this horror thought, as even his own mother became witness to the ordeal. He explained, "My mother told me yesterday, after her asar spray I was not at home, my mother went to the helper's room to find the door wide open, and the maid walking out of the shower totally naked." I guess that was the last straw for him, because right after that, Chefwan made the decision to contact his agent and relieve that domestic helper of her duties. So this morning, I told my agent to come and get her, as I cannot deal with these kinds of attitude.
Naked like that. My mother is 87 and she is not like that. Netizens were too sympathetic of Chefwan's predicament at home. Most recommend on how Chefwan should return his domestic helper back to her agency. Chefwan later on made the decision to end his 3-week fiasco with his domestic helper, despite giving her opportunities to learn and change.
And now for the viral part, I would like to share about an experiment called Life Without Internet, 7 Days Without Internet. This task has been undertaken by a group of employees and students of the University of Information Technology and Management in Bom Davao. They want to check whether they are addicted to the web and how the experiment will affect their work and personal life. The participants in the experiment, which started on Monday and finished on Sunday, are 6 academics from the Department of Media, Journalism and Social Communication of the University of Information Technology and Management in Bom Davao, and 115 students from various fields including cosmetology, computer science, logistics, economic management, graphic design and journalism. They are first and last year students. The experiment leader, Dr. Seng Ora, explained that the age of the participant was an important factor. Older people may still remember the times when people more often use traditional media such as television, radio or press. We want to verify the hypothesis of mass internet addiction, the plague of the 21st century. We sometimes downplay this problem, claiming that after they all cannot be addicted. We, however, do not assume that we are free from that, said Seng Orara. He added that since researchers are also part of the experiment, they will be able to better understand the emotions and feelings of the participants. Unfortunately, the experiment became their worst nightmare. The incident has started when one of the students disputed his own name. Then, the chaos started when all of the participants forgot their names. Here are some students that we have interviewed. "I can see microorganisms by using magnifying glass," said Chuki Chukel. And another one said that, "No need magnifying glass, I can see the microorganism by my naked eye," said Yejer. Alright, then the result of the university experiment will be consulted with psychologists and therapists, and conclusion will be published.
And that will be all for today's news broadcast. We'll see you in the next hour.